Your Grace, our scientific Archbishop, Mr. Guest of Honor, Dr. John Midala, standing in for the President, there are no ministers so far, honorable members, the bishops who are here, and the choir who for a moment made me think I was living in heaven. For your beautiful voices, my chaplain, Reverend Christian Shimanya, and Madam Rosa Malango, UN country representative. I still hold on to that promise that I promised you. I will not say it here for obvious reasons. I'm delighted to be here. And I want to thank God that I am here this way. The last few months have been extremely difficult. But when God says yes, you have no option. So we thank God, I thank God that this has been possible. Sometimes we think we are creating things. Sometimes we think we are making things new. But all the time what we are doing has happened before. And God has a statement on it. If you're talking about relationship between the arms of government, just go to Isaiah 33:32. He declares it there very plainly. I am your God. I am your judge. I am your lawgiver. I am your king. I will save you. Judge is the judiciary. Lawgiver is parliament. The king is the executive. It's stated long time ago. And he says, is the superintendent of all of it. I am your judge. I am your lawgiver. I am your king. I'll save you. And here we are thinking we are the Alpha and the Omega of all stars. Let's serve God. The 11th Parliament is a parliament dedicated to God and will serve God. He is the lawgiver. All laws must answer that greater law given by God. Amen. We shall ensure that. There's not much to be said on such a day. Today, years back, I want you to think and try and remember. You can't remember, I want you to imagine. Today, many years back, what was this place like? Was it dark? Was it hot like today? What was the day like? Just imagine. I'm sure the trees were different from these ones. I'm sure there were no buildings. Just imagine, in these valleys, people who confessed, people who professed people who stated their faith firmly were sentenced to death by fire. Their only reprieve was renowned Jesus, renowned Christ. And they said, no, unto death we want. And they lit this huge fire. I am imagining. And I'm imagining that there were some crowds up in the valley standing there in grief and fear. I'm just imagining, because I wasn't there. And these people could have been down there at this valley. And the fire could have been somewhere here. Maybe I'm standing where the fire was. And for their faith, from the readings I have done, they were never tied up and bundled up and thrown into the fire. No, they were not. And they were never too close to the fire. No, they were not. They were far off. And each of them was asked to denounce Christianity, to denounce Jesus. And they said no. And by faith, they started walking, each one of them, on their own, by their own faith. They walked. They walked singing and praying. They walked. And fire is there. Each step, the intensity of the fire increased, warning them that you are now approaching your last moment. But they walked on. And they walked straight into the fire. And they died. We call them martyrs. We remember them as martyrs. As Christians of today, our jobs have been much lessened. Nobody has challenged us to the point of saying, can you die for your faith? No, we haven't reached that far. We have not been given that opportunity. And I'm sure if that opportunity was given to us right now, this place would be vacant. I'm sure, I'm not so sure. Probably, just like he has led us here, the scientific archbishop would lead us out of here. But we stand here in the foundation of that the people who believe and are ready to give it all. But here we are. They are pleading to us. Pleading. The archbishop is pleading to us to make a small sacrifice of 5,000 shillings. And we're even arguing with the proposition. People walked here and died for their faith. The archbishop is asking you just 5,000 shillings, and you are grumbling. Really? For their faith, they died. For ours, we can't even give 5,000 shillings to complete certain projects. 50,000 shillings to complete the project that is being used to glorify God's name. As we go home, we must all feel challenged that so many people before sacrificed so much, and all they ask from us these days is so little that we should do, and even do more than they're asking. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? No, you have to say, yes, we are. Are we together? Okay. You have said it today, Mother's Day. We wait and see the results. I can't keep the guests of honor waiting. I just want to say thank you. At the fundraising, before there was a new archbishop, from that meeting, some people started calling me a prophet. It was somewhere in Rubaga at a dinner, and the current Archbishop was there in attendance. He was the Bishop of Mitiana. So when they called me up to speak, I said, "Your Grace." I didn't think about it. But all the bishops that were in that function got up and celebrated, and I said, "Hallelujah." Up to the time they got up, I had not fully understood what I had just said. It turned out to be a prophecy, so I was delighted. After the event and after the installation, the Archbishop sent me a message that they have told me you are a prophet. And I said, "No, sir. I didn't even know what I was doing. But it came through me that you would be what you are." We thank God for that. We all collectively pray for you, sir, that you deliver on the mission. And we are with you all through and through. They've talked about lights, and the person responsible for these lights, I will be giving 5 lights. But also in the next 6 months, this beginning of June, we'll be raising 100 million to support the project. The new year will bring more blessings. And when the new year comes, we'll make further communication along these lines. May God bless you. Happy Mother's Day.